Welcome back.
Welcome back.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. How about you,
Welcome
Charlie?
back to you, too.
Thank you.
It's been fun having you in studio all the time.
Yeah, man. Happy to be back in Burbank. This is Roswell Pro Audio Virtual Showroom number 13, lucky number 13. We are excited and blessed to have Stuart Hamm, Chad Wackerman, and Toshi Yanagi in the house with us right now. And we also have a special guest. We actually have an audience today. I don't think you can see him, but behind me is legendary drummer Tony Bronigal, who you're going to see on a future live stream, we hope. So welcome to Tony as well. So we have a couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to start hearing some music.
Sounds good to me.
Some instruments. I mean, we're going to do the thing that we do. So in terms of announcements, let's do a quick announcement first. While we're doing announcements, let's do some announcements. So. So at NAMM last month, we introduced a new microphone. Ernesto, if you could cue the image. So we have a new mic out as of last month called the Aztec, and it's basically, you can read about it there on the side, but it's basically our take on a 251 style tube mic. And early reviews have been awesome, which is great because we spent a fortune on it, and we hope everybody loves it. But you're going to hear it tonight on drum overheads. And as I recall, Charlie ended up putting the mic, it's a multi-pattern, 9-pattern tube mic, and it's 2 clicks past cardioid toward.
Mm-hmm. That's where it is.
So sort of a hyper-cardioid-ish thing on overhead. So it's kind of a very dry sound, which worked really well. So we'll hear more of that in a sec. And then the other announcement is we are going to give away a microphone tonight to someone who's watching the chat right now. And the way that you enter that, and I'll put this in the chat as well, but the way that you enter that.
You're giving away one of those? Can I enter?
Nah. We're giving away one of the Mini K microphones tonight, and which you'll hear on some other sources. And the way you'll enter that is in the chat that's running, concurrently with the YouTube stream. In the chat, you'll type "I need a" and then the model, because you get to pick which one you would take home if you win. Mini K47, Mini K47X, Mini K87, Mini K67X, or the KD. Those are the 5 choices. So I need a. Insert Mini K here. And I'll put those instructions in the chat as well. So that's it for announcements.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining. What we're going to do now is meet the band, and then we're going to solo the instruments in turn so we can hear the mics sort of in action. So we're going to open with Mr. Stuart.
I got to go do Ernesto's getting a GoPro on, so I got to go be the switch guy.
So we're going to start with Mr. Stuart Hamm, bassist extraordinaire. So if you listen to any of the Guitar Hero records for the past 30 years, you've heard Stuart play. So I'm talking about Steve Vai, I'm talking about Joe Satriani, and a lot of other guys. And so on Stuart's bass cab, we have a Mini K87. Is that correct, Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah, and so Stuart's sound, actually, Charlie, do you want to take this?
Yeah, so here's what we did. Stuart, and maybe I'll let him explain what he's using, but he likes, your sound is based off the DI mostly, right? You have a rig set up with some pedals and your preamp, correct?
Hopefully my sound is created by my fingers that then hit a string that vibrates over a body of an instrument.
It's post-finger sound.
Correct, sir. But wait a minute,
engineering jargon. That didn't come out as well as I had hoped. But
I have to jump in for a minute because
it's a family show, Charlie.
We're not actually in Burbank. We're in Panorama City, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, well.
Great. Now everybody knows where we are. We're going to have people swarming outside. But anyway, you've got, what's that, the pedal you have, your main DI pedal that you're using, which is a preamp pedal, correct?
Yeah, it's a PR1 by Caveman Audio, and I just came upon it actually at NAMM. And never been a big preamp guy, but this just does something that just, especially like when I'm doing more pop recordings than playing with a band like this in my home studio with a P bass or something, man, it just makes the bass sit right in the mix. And that's going through various pedals of some TC Electronics pedals that color the sound instead of created a nice C-Moon distortion into my signature Stu Hamm Mark bass head using only the solid state side into a 4x10 Mark bass cabinet, and then from there y'all take it.
Yeah, so what we did is we're using the cab this time, and this is a typical kind of production, I don't want to call it a trick, but technique that happens where you have the DI as the main sound, and that's where the clarity is coming from, and his setup is nice and clear, and we're using the amp with the Mini K87 because the low end on that mic is fantastic. it's clear and it's round. We're blending that in just a little bit with the DI just to fill it out, which is pretty common.
Yeah.
It's a great way to work, and it's working quite well, I think. The bass is huge.
Yeah, so should we hear some bass?
Yeah, you want to play a little bit?
I do. Yeah, it gives a nice full sound for,
So here, yeah, keep going. This is just the DI. Here's the amp. Here's both. And what bass is that, Stuart?
This is a prototype of a signature Warwick bass that I've played. It's freshly strung with GHS boomers, 45s through 105s, and powered by EMG pickups made in beautiful Santa Rosa by Rob Turner and Tommy Armstrong themselves.
And one thing I like about Warwick basses is the bottom end on them.
Yeah, man, they're nice. They are, again, nice pieces of wood. And I'm pretty particular about how much stain and coating I have on the wood so that it looks cool, but still allows the body to vibrate and create a good sound.
It does sound good. So you guys out there can hear the difference in the DI and the low end from the amp and how it's blended in just for some extra thickness on the bottom end. And with he's going to play quite a bit. It's not going to get muddy this way, too. It's going to stay really clear and articulate, whether he's hammering it out and doing some of the slapping stuff or the faster finger stuff or gets down into the more dynamic stuff. We're going to be able to hear all the notes that way. And I think it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Stuart. So now we're going to move on to Mr. Chad Wackerman. You know him from playing with Frank Zappa, Alan Holdsworth, James Taylor. The list goes on and on and on. So we're really happy to have Chad in the house with us today. So can we hear some drums?
Take us to the bridge. Just the overheads. Yeah, chat, give me a little bit more. I've got just the overheads on right now. Bring it all back. Nice. So setup is Chad's got a DW kit. Which series is that? Yell at me real quick because I don't have a mic for you. Let me crank an overhead.
It's old. It's from the 90s, so it's the original DW Collector's series.
Nice. And it sounds really, really nice. And it's a D112 mounted inside that kick, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we are using, that is the only non-Matt McGlynn microphone is the D112 that Chad has mounted inside the kick drum, and that is just so we had a little bit, we need some attack through this, and then we're using the Mini K 47KD on the outside of the kick. Again, the bottom end, it's one of those things you turn it off, you just kind of get sad. The toms are all mic parts S25s. There is an SDC 84 non-high SPL edition on the hi-hats. It is Aztecs, a pair of Aztecs for the overheads, which you just heard a little bit of, and I have a mono Delphos 2 in the room. Actually, it's directly under the main camera, so it's probably good, 15, 18 feet away from Chad, and it's just blending in. Actually, play a little bit more. I'm going to turn that off. So this is just dry drums. Well, close mics. Off. On. Cool, thanks, brother. And just using that to add a little space around it, since we have Stu's rig. Well, he's mainly DI, and we have the bass rig in the back ISO. We have Toshi's rig up here in the front ISO. We were able to actually have a room mic this time. So,
Yeah.
And a Delphos 2 is, as you know, is my favorite mic.
And it's in cardioid?
Cardioid, correct. Oh, let me get you on.
And it's sorry, and it's looking at the kit.
Correct, directly at the kit.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you, Chad. And then we're going to move on to guitar sounds. So, Toshi Yanagi is someone you can see on your TV every night, at least once the writer's strike is done. He's part of the Jimmy Kimmel Band. So welcome to Toshi.
Oh, go watch reruns.
And let's hear some guitar. He's got his hand up.
Nice. Dude, that sounds great.
It does. So what?
And that is a Friedman amp. Am I correct, Toshi? Okay, here, I'm going to crank the room mic, see if I can get you in. I do not have mics on these guys. So that is a Friedman amp, and you're using a couple pedals there as well, correct?
Yes.
What are you using? Just quick rundown.
Exotic, BB Plus.
The Exotic BB Plus.
Yeah, and Friedman
He doesn't know. It just sounds awesome.
small box.
Stu brought the talk back.
Oh, there we go. We got a
Yes,
mic for
Friedman
Toshi.
Small box and timeline delay and Mobius chorus pedal.
Nice. I like that chorus pedal. That is now on my list. Both you and Stu are costing me money today because you have pedals that I'm going to go buy after this. You're going to get a check or an invoice from me.
Thanks. Thanks, Stu.
Thank you, Stu.
And then the cab was what?
It's a Friedman cab.
And what's
It's a combo, right?
It's called Buxom Betty.
Buxom Betty?
Yes.
all right?
Nice.
It's only a clean amp that they got, you know. It's no
Nice.
saturated, overdrive amp. It's a clean amp.
So you're getting all your saturation, overdrive, and all that from the pedals.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. And then what did you end up with a Delphos 2 on there?
We put Delphos 2 on there, right? Yeah, a Delphos 2, and it is off center. It is, it's completely off the dust cap, and it's about 4 or 5 inches away from the amp.
Good.
Letting it breathe just a little bit.
All right. So I have one last thing to say, and then we're going to get into some music. So Stuart has a new record coming out, probably in July, sounds like. It's going to be called Hold Fast. So a bunch of new music, and actually you're going to hear 2 of those songs previewed tonight. If I have the set list right, the first song and the last song will be from that, but I'm sure Stu will fill us in on that. So, and there's also, I wanted to call out that Stuart has a campaign up on Indiegogo with some cool perks. So if you want to be a part of that upcoming record project, you can jump onto Indiegogo and do a search for it. It's called Hold Fast. That's the name of the record. So find that on Indiegogo, and you can jump into that campaign and get some cool perks out of it. So with that, I think we're about ready. Charlie, we good to go?
Yeah, I'm just clarifying to some people on here that if they want to enter the contest, they need to hit the Roswell stream and put it in so Matt sees it.
Yeah, thank you. I'll mention this one last time. If you want to join the mic giveaway that we're doing in this next hour, in the chat on the Roswell stream, enter I need a, and then name one of the 5 Mini K models. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there's one good question here that Man Network's got. He's asking if I am delaying the DI to match the amp timing. Yes, I am. I'm actually running the DI, and I don't know if you can see it. Ernesto, can you just go? No, it's out of camera. It's over here to my left. I'm using a radial phaser, and that is not a phaser as in it's a time alignment tool, and I'm taking the DI and I'm pulling it back to match the amp. And it didn't need much, to be honest with you, just a little bit. And it works rather well. Not a sexy piece of gear, but when you need it, it's pretty awesome.
Okay,
Now
are
it's time to hear some.
We good to go? Go, Stuart. Take it away.
Hey, first of all, I would like to say how pleased I am and thankful to have Chad Wackerman on drums here and Toshi Yanagi. We've done tons of gigs together, all of us, and it's always a pleasure to play with these gentlemen. Thanks to Matt for running this thing, and our mutual friend Andrew Thomas, who introduced us. Thanks to Charlie in this beautiful studio. Here is the track from the new record, Hold Fast. And this one is dedicated to my good friend, Sir Bry.
That was fantastic, guys.
We'll switch bases here for a minute. Oh!
I was just a hair too slow. Engineering training here.
That was awesome. You guys are monstrous, and there's a lot of great comments in the chat. People are really digging it. So let me know in the chat if the audio is good for everybody. And if you have any questions for us about the mics or for the guys in the band, put those in there too. We'll try to get some answers for you.
I've got one. You guys, how many rehearsals did you do for this?
Well, really, yesterday.
And
The three of
sounds
us-
this
the,
good.
The three of us have never actually played together, have we?
Really?
No. Toshi's played in my band at the Baked Potato a number of times. Chad and I have. We just met. We met in Germany on this Jennifer Batten tour. Highly trained professionals.
Wow, that's even more impressive because it sounds fantastic and it's tight.
Well, I think it's really my genius of my artistic vision as a band leader and composer to hire musicians and let them do what they're good at. That's really
What a novel concept.
See, I was going to say it was just the microphones.
obviously that's okay. I'm ready to go.
Okay, show is yours.
You got bass back up? That was awesome. We're not live, are we?
Very nice.
Are we?
That sounded great.
That one.
But you played it fantastically.
I did.
that a word?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this on?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the lens cap off? Is the air in the tires? That was a shout out for Matt because that's I've lived and I've traveled all over, but for me the most beautiful spot in the world is really the Marin and Sonoma coast, and that specific verse of that song always reminds me of a place called Muir Beach Overlook. It's halfway between the Pelican Inn and Stinson Beach. So wherever I am in the world, I try to vision myself on that little crow's nest out there and jutting out in the Pacific, and that's what I think about.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a great version of that
Yeah,
song.
like that.
Really nice.
Oh, the boys played it very nicely. It's great, man. That's why I keep getting up playing music, because I've played that song like a billion times, and we're still finding new things about it. Sometimes it goes into double time country. It's a thing. It's a way for every musician to just listen and make something happen, and it's never the same twice, and that's super encouraging to me. So,
We got another one?
all right, yes, we do. This is
Yeah.
the title track for the new record, Hold Fast. It's an amazing coincidence that Hold Fast, the title of my new record, and the name of the song is also what's tattooed on my fingers. It's just, I'm so happy that it worked out that way. Coincidence. And I was going to switch basses, but I'm just going to try to fight through it on this bass because I can't really play this one, and I can just screw it up on this bass as much as I can on the others. We'll start off with a little bit of a bass intro, and then we'll see on the other side. And remember, first one to the bridge gets a solo.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Nice. That was awesome. You guys rule. Thank you so much for being here today.
It was all the mics.
Absolutely. And so that last one was the title track of the upcoming record. Yeah?
It was. And Hold Fast. I wrote that, funny enough, during the lockdown. Remember that June of 2020 when things opened up for about 2 weeks, and I went to this janky-ass tattoo place in San Fernando and just said, I got to get my hands tattooed by a guy that does legitimate Long Beach gang tats. And I found the guy. His name was Ghost Shine, and I put hold fast on my wrist just to remind myself that, you know, Mike Tyson could be around the next corner, so you better be ready.
All right, so the new record comes out in July, and like I said before, jump on Indiegogo. You'll find Stuart's campaign. You can be a part of the new record's final production process. I want to thank Mr. Stuart Hamm, Chad Wackerman, and Toshi Yanagi. You guys have blown our minds. It was a fantastic show, and everything sounded really, really good.
Yes, I'm very happy.
Yeah. So thanks to everyone, and thanks to everyone out there for tuning in. One last announcement is we have a winner of the drawing. The winner is Alex Min. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce your name.
Alex, nice.
Mrs. Min's boy.
Yes.
So I'm going to post that in the chat as well. And again, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next live stream.
Thanks, everybody, and thanks you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
We good.
That was fun. You guys are good.